It's Ursula from ursula-smith.com. And if you've seen this channel before, most of the time I talk about crafts. Occasionally on my blog, I rant or give tips about software. But today we're going to do something different. Today is going to be all about hair, actually fake hair. So if you know me in person, or as a real person, you know that I wear wigs. I started wearing them when I was in my 40s. I was trying to grow a haircut out that was really short, and I kept getting frustrated, and I don't know what even made me decide to try a wig, but I did, and that was the end of it. I loved it, and I have always had really, really bad hair. It was either limp, or when I started coloring, it would be frizzy. It was never climate friendly. And so wigs were like, oh, great. I never had to worry about, going to an event and have my hair flop and whatever. So, and those of you who know me well know I went a little nutty with styles and colors and whatever. So fast forward several years, and I'm still wearing wigs. And especially now, I'm trying to grow out my normal blonde to gray. I've been living through COVID like the rest of us and just got sick of dealing with my hair. So anytime I did go out of the house, I just went to a wig because my hair just, between the color, it hasn't been cut since COVID. And so whatever, I wear a lot of wigs. So I am, if you are a wig person or just getting into it, you've probably watched a lot of YouTube channels where people will review wigs. And if you're looking for that type of wig channel where they go through the cap construction and the colors and they compare and this, that, and the other thing, that's not what my plan is. So I do watch those channels. There's nothing wrong with those channels. They're very good. A lot of them tend to be younger, very beautiful women that can wear their hair off their face. And so most of them, if they're giving tips or constructive criticism about the wigs, it's always trying to get the hair off their face and showing you the lace front and, oh, look, isn't this a great hairline? And they will complain when hair flops in their face. Not me. I cannot wear my hair off my face. I've always worn bangs. I look terrible without bangs. And so I like wigs that flop in your face, quite frankly. So the problem with wigs, especially some of the prettier styles, fashion-forward colors, they don't come with bangs. And even in the case of Belle Tress, which has always been a go-to wig for me, they almost force that poof at the forehead to get the hair off the face. So I decided, after another frustrating round of not being able to tell whether the new Kusha Kamana from Belle Tress would work for me with bangs, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to pepper in among my crafty tips and tricks some videos on some of the wigs that I own that I've had bangs cut into. So this one in particular is, and I'm not even, I'll show you, but it's going to be backwards. So it's monotop. It's Alexis in color 22F16, which is one of their, kind of base colors. It's not a super cheapy wig, and it's also not heat friendly. So I'm assuming by now you know enough about wigs that they can either be heat friendly or not. Heat friendly just means you can take a curling iron or a blow dryer or something to it and we basically restyle it if you wanted to. This one is not heat friendly. And so in that case, trying to modify it, generally you need steam. Some people use boiling water, some people use steamers. So I decided to cut a bang in my Alexis. This was years ago. I live 2 hours away from my favorite hairstylist. So I would caution you, you probably shouldn't cut your wig yourself. You should have a professional do it. But in my case, I decided I was going to do it myself. I was going to try the steam and try and get the bangs cut. But they were swoopy bangs or swoopy hair, and I could never get them straight. And so they looked awful. They were frizzed at the bottom. I did a terrible, terrible job. So this was my hat hair. And I would, if I was going to go whatever for a walk, generally what I used this wig for was when we were traveling, if we were going to be hiking or skiing or walking and it was going to be a sweaty day and, we were just out and about in our workout clothes. And I did care about my hair that day. So let me just tell you, I'm from New York. I always care about my hair. So I'd throw this in a bag, take it with me, throw my hat on, whether it was a knit hat or a baseball cap or whatever. And this would be my hat hair. So I've had it forever. This is not new hair. It's probably even a little crunchy at this point. And the bangs were really terrible. So I was getting ready for a trip. So to do just that, take it out of the box, throw in a bag. There's my hat hair for walking around in the heat. And I put it on my head, I was still kind of trying to decide. So I'm going gray. So I will say one of the things I do with my bangs is I try and incorporate my own hair. And so I'm going gray. So it's a little more difficult. So, I know this is all silly, but whatever. Again, New York, all about my hair. So I was trying to decide, am I going to be blonde or am I going to be gray? I told you it was silly, but I decided, this hair I don't care about. I'm going to throw it in the bag, put it on my head just to see, and I was like, oh my, I just can't go out of the house like with this hair anymore. So, however, I did remember that I have a new tool. So this is Miro Pure, Miropure, and it's a heat brush. It's not like a hot air brush where the air comes out. It heats up like a curling iron. So I was like, I wonder if this would fix my bangs. And this is not heat friendly, and I can't remember if I've already talked about this, but there are heat friendly wigs that you can take styling tools to. Oh yeah, I did, because I talked about the steam and everything. So this is not heat friendly. This had to be steamed in order to try and get the bangs. I did a terrible job, frizzed, whatever. So I decided, whatever, it's bad anyway. How much worse can I make it? So I use this tool, and the nice thing about this tool, it has temperature control. So one of the tricks when I'm working with, especially with non-heat friendly wigs, is I will plug in the tool, use it quickly for a couple of passes until it really starts to heat up, unplug it, let it cool off. When it's still a little warm, I'll still use it. If it still needs more, I'll plug it in and go through the whole cycle again. So that's what I did. I set it to 290 and started using it right away as it was heating up. And I kid you not, in like 4 passes, my bangs were straight, and even the frizz at the bottom was gone. So I kind of fixed it. Now, the bangs are not great. I will say, again, you should have somebody else do it for you. But if you're going to do it yourself, take an old wig, practice on that first. And so what I've been doing recently now is I try to cut the bangs longer, like say down to here. Then I'll do whatever straightening I need to do, because usually I have to do some straightening. Again, because it's all about the swoop with the new with the manufacturers. So I try to straighten it first, and then I'll go in and pretend these are scissors. I'll do the little chippy cutting to make them shorter so they're not in my eyes. And that seems to avoid any of the frizzing, if there is any frizzing, especially with a non-heat friendly, that seems to work the best. So anyway, I decided that since there's not a lot of videos out there about wigs and bangs that, didn't come with the wig to start with, that anytime I throw one on, it's going to have a bang if I'm wearing it. And I can just do a quick little video on this is the style and cut, may as well say the color. This is the style, the color, here's my bang. And did I have to do a full fringe? Because if it's blonde, because my hair is gray now, this is more of a gray blonde, but I have other ones that are more of the yellow blonde, then I have to do a fuller fringe. So is it a full versus just a smattering to incorporate my regular bang? And then how hard was it to get that bang going? So right now I just ordered Kusha Kamana from Beltress, and it's one of their brand new styles. And in general, Beltress is like one of my favorite. I love the hair. It feels real. It looks real. It's not super shiny. Even some of their non-realistic colors still look more realistic, and I'm fine. Like, I wear crazy colors. I don't care. Whatever. I wear wigs. I'm gonna own it. But they still look more natural than some of the other ones. And I watched a bunch of videos trying to determine could Kusha Kamana work with a bang, and finally saw a video where somebody was trying it out of the box and it was flopping in her face and she was complaining about it. But I was like, oh, there's my sign. That should work. So I ordered it, and it came, and it's totally like sideways off the face. And so, like, you can't just take your hands. A lot of people will take their hands and, actually they'll do it the other way. But, that's usually the first route to try and tweak your wig, is get your hands warm and do that. There was no way that was working on this wig. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to keep it and tweak the wig and cut it and straighten it. It is heat-friendly fiber, but it's very hardcore sideways. So I haven't decided on it, but if I do, I will post it here. So I'll just go through every now and again, adding quick little clips on the style and how hard it was to put a bang in. Again, caution you should get a professional to do it for you, but if you don't, maybe these will be helpful to you. So anyway, that's my wig story. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.